Everyone, and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today I'm sharing with you my new product for sale. This is Dining on Science. Dining on Science are lesson plans that go along with the original Magic School Bus series, seasons 1 through 4. It covers all areas of science: biology, chemistry, physics, ocean and earth science. Okay, so I'll give you a look inside now. So I'm going to read the unit study notes first for you. So the lesson guides have been made to allow the optimal freedom with choosing activities to complement the Magic School Bus Science series show. The format is based on a menu of starter, main course, dessert and buffet. The starter is always a selected Magic School Bus episode to go along with the topic and a selection of books that support the topic. I've listed a variety of styles of books throughout the lesson plans. However, there are a few common ones that appear, and these are the following. They're all hyperlinked. It'll take you straight to Amazon.com. You don't have to buy any of these books, it is just there for reference should you want to. Where the above texts are used, I've given the corresponding page numbers for the copies I have. If your version is different, obviously just check the glossary for the relevant topic, but all my copies are recent ones. Moving on to the main course. Now the main course is a selection of YouTube videos that go along with the topic. You don't need to watch all of them, just pick which ones your children would enjoy or you think suits their learning needs more. I've also selected an activity that I feel will go well with the topic. Everything is hyperlinked and will take you to the correct resource. All the supporting resources are free to watch or download, excluding any books that you want to purchase. I've also included a selection of printables that you can use with the activities. These include an experiment printable, a story writing template, a STEM design template, a mini book template, a comic book template, a letter writing template, a book report template, a vocabulary template, an animal fact file template, an acrostic poem template and a blank planning page. During the lesson plans you will see prompts to use these resources should you wish to. Finally, we have the buffet. So here you will find a range of activities in a cross-curricular style that complement the topic. You can pick as many as you would like to use for each topic. In each lesson menu I have pre-selected the main course and dessert activity. However, I have included a blank planning template within the plans for you to tailor the menu to your requirements. So if you don't like my choices, then you can pick something else. The goal of Dining on Science is to encourage a love of learning and thus, as you would in a restaurant, choose what items you would prefer most. So this is the blank planning template. So we've got our starter, our main course, our dessert and our buffet, and you can print that off and obviously tailor it to your requirements. Okay, so moving along to my pre-filled lesson plan. So this one is a biology one. This is for episode 204 of season 2. This is Going Batty. So the books listed are here. They're all hyperlinked and will take you straight to Amazon.com. I just clicked on Science Comic Bats and there we are. If you were to use the DK Knowledge Encyclopedia of Animals, I've said to go to the chapter about bats and I've put the page numbers, but again, obviously if you have a different version, then just look for the bats topic in the glossary to find where the references would be. For this particular one, I've selected a few different ones, so some encyclopedias, we've got some comic style ones, we've also got a funny story, a little picture book, 2 picture books. Again, they're all different depending on what the actual lesson plan is. YouTube, I've put a section of videos here. There are quite a few. You don't have to watch all of them, you can just click on any that you think would be appropriate for your children. These are all hyperlinked, as I said, and I personally wouldn't print off the lesson plans, the pre-filled ones. I would just use them on your computer or your tablet because you can just click on everything. So there's really no reason to print them off as far as I can see anyway. I'm not going to. I am using this year with my 4th grader. She is 8 and will be going into 4th grade. However, you could definitely use this with younger children as well, because you could just tailor what activities you picked for them. You know, you might have your 4th grader doing a starter, the main course, dessert and a buffet item, and your kindergartner or 1st grader might just watch the episode and maybe do a dessert activity. So you can definitely use it for 4th grade and below, just tailor it to suit your own kids. So there are a range of YouTube videos, as I said. So we've got some on echolocation, we've got some on bat facts, all about bats. There's a range of different ones, and then I've got 2 activities. There isn't always 2, it just depends on the lesson plan and how many things I thought would go along well. In this one you've got 2 choices. You can make a bat comic using the printable template that's included, or you can use this bat writing template, which if you click on it, it will take you to a Teachers Pay Teachers free download, which you can then download yourself. For the dessert, I've got a selection of different activities. So we'll just click on this one. This is a bat corner bookmark. and it'll take you directly to the web page where you can make this really cool bat bookmark. There is also a bat labelling activity and a bat fact colouring page in that dessert section. Then for our cross-curricular activities, we've got science, so we've got a bat match activity, we have got an experiment, so an echolocation experiment. Again, if you click on it, it'll take you to where you need to go with all the instructions for your experiment. There's a craft or a STEM activity where you can make a bat box. And then for language arts, we have 2 different writing activities. So this one is to make a bat exhibit, and I'll just click on that one in a second and show you that one. And then there's another one where it's a writing activity. So this is a project-based learning activity, and this is what it looks like. So you've got, you're doing an exhibit on bats, and again, these are all free, downloaded on Teachers Pay Teachers, downloaded from Teachers Pay Teachers. It'll just take you to the link for the page, and then you can just download it yourself. This one is a lesson plan for a episode 108, so season 1 in the haunted house. This is a topic sound, so this is a physics one. Again, we've got our books listed at the top, so we've got some encyclopedias here, we've also got a science comic bat, and then we've got a guide to onomatopoeia book. I just thought that would go well, you know, talking about sound. Then we've got some YouTube videos here that we can watch. Then there's an experiment here, so explore sound with water experiment in your main course. For dessert, we've got a craft stick harmonica activity, and then in our buffet we have got 7 sound experiments, so you can just click on them, pick which one you think your kid will like. We've got a sound PowerPoint presentation. There is a science, language, arts sound choice board where there's lots of different activities you could pick. We've got a language arts one, words for sounds. We have art, an onomatopoeia art activity, and then we've got 2 language arts activities. So we've got an onomatopoeia comic hunt and a speech bowl activity. Okay, for our astronomy one, so episode 407, See Stars. Again, we've got our books listed at the top, and we've got some YouTube videos, and we've got an activity, If I Were a Constellation. Your dessert is to use geoboards to map constellations, so if you can just, in one of the buffet activities, there are some cards where you can actually attach them to a torch and make your own constellation. So the geoboard would be the same thing, so you would just use your geoboard bands to actually make the constellations. Then in our activities down at the bottom buffet, we've got a science craft, so a constellation torch activity. That's what I'm talking about. So this one will have the little cards in that you could use to help you with your geoboard. And we have got some PowerPoint presentation for constellations. Our science, language, arts is to write a NASA news bulletin. We can adopt a constellation activity. We've got a night sky observation sheet. For art, we can paint the night sky, and we've got a starry night sky art activity. For crafts, we've got a sticker resist starry night sky cards, or some constellation coasters. There's also a starlight up mason jar and some more sticker constellations. Again, there's so many different things in the buffet, but you do not have to do all of them. You can just pick which ones you want to do. I really wanted to give lots of choices where I could in the buffet. It's not to overwhelm you, it's just basically to give you options so that you can pick something that your kid will really enjoy. And then the final one I'm going to show you is for chemistry. So this is episode 109, Get Ready, Set and Dough, topic chemistry. We've got some book recommendations at the top, and then we've got some YouTube videos. Our activity is physical versus chemical changes in baking for our main course. For dessert, we have make your own ice cream. And then for our buffet, we've got an experiment, pancakes and matter, craft, have your own bake-off challenge. So that's just something I thought would be fun. Baking is what is yeast, as a pizza dough recipe. For another one for baking, a meringue kitchen science. Another one is an experiment / baking to make treacle toffee. These are all really good examples of chemistry in action. Baking for honeycomb, and then there's an experiment to make butter in a jar. Okay, now we're at the end and I'll show you the template. So we've got the comic book template here. We have got a Dining on Science sheet that you can use to complement either the episode that you've watched, a YouTube video, or something they've read. So they can write an introduction, some facts and a conclusion about what they've seen or watched or heard. Then we've also got the STEM sheets. So we've got plan, supplies, their design, their final design, did it work, what did they like, and what would they change. Then we've got a story writing template so they can draw a picture, and then there are 2 pages for writing. Obviously you can print off if they want to write a novel, they can print off much more. We have got an animal fact file here for them, an acrostic poem template, a book report template, a vocabulary template, so again you can just pick a word that they've learned either through reading or watching the episode. They can define it, draw it, use it in a sentence. This is for your mini books, so there's a little mini book here that you can use template. We have got a letter writing template, and then we have an experiment template, so they can use this as many times as you think they should. Obviously, you might decide you want them to do it every time. You might decide you want them to do an experiment sheet half the time. It's entirely up to you, but it's in here for you. So we've got the title at the top of their experiment, materials they'll need, the hypothesis, a diagram, and what happened. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through the document now quickly for you to see. So it is 77 pages in total. Now, let's talk about price. So this is currently priced at $7.99. I'll leave in the description box information about how to purchase. Sorry if you can hear me scrolling. I hope it's not too annoying. I'm trying to give you a good idea of what you're getting. So as you can see, sometimes there's less, sometimes there's more. It just depends on the topic, how many things that I found that I thought would go along well with it, and also because I think when you're doing something like this, some weeks you'll really want to go down the rabbit holes, and other weeks you might not. You might want to just do the basics. So that's why you will see a difference in amounts for each one. And then we've got the templates that I showed you at the bottom. Okay, so to purchase Dining on Science, I'm leaving my email address in the description box below. If you email me, and I'll reply with payment information. As I said, the price is currently $7.99. So if you're in America, $7.99. If you're in the UK, £7.99. Once you've received my email back with my payment information and I've received my payment, I will then forward you the PDF version, which you can then download and use for your own personal use. As I said, I personally wouldn't print off any of the actual lesson plans because they're all hyperlinked, so there doesn't seem to be much point unless you really want to for reference. I would print off this though at the planning page so you can detail what you want to include, and then obviously print off the printables at the back of the package, and then obviously you'll have to print off anything that you decide you want to use in terms of the Teachers Pay Teachers products that I've linked. But as I said, they're all free, so it's not actually costing you anything in addition, other than if you want to purchase any of the books I've recommended or get them from your library. So I hope that was interesting and helpful for you. If you've got any questions, definitely let me know in the comments or email me, and I will certainly get back to you. Take care. Thank you for watching.